spits out €100 and extra life pieces. Is he UFO comboing? Are you sure you haven't played this game before?
Go to the top of the screen, all the items come to you.
Go do that now, because you'll fucking go. Oh, she's a mode. What's what? Oh. It's when you don't do that successfully. Grazing is when you come really basically when the graphic of the bullet overlaps the graphic of the character sprite, but the two hitboxes don't touch. That is graze.
And it makes a really nice sounding kicking noise.
It makes a very satisfying tick sound.
Like especially if you graze like 20 bullets like in a span of a second.
It sounds like you're stepping a bubble wrap and it's very satisfying. Oh yes. It's the music in basically every game. All the music in every game. Press X. There you go. You know, that's a good thing. You want that. That's the bomb.
The crystals you're seeing, we mentioned Nazarene earlier when we were going through stage 5. This is her again, or rather her first time. She uses various divination, like she's got the divining sticks there. I think the diamonds there are supposed to be a pendulum.
Yeah, I think it's the pendulum she has around her neck.
Pendulum.
Yeah, there it is.
So this is the first game where Zoom started putting other random stuff on screen.
What we noticed there at the end when it started speeding up, I did not know he did this on stage 1, but usually there's a couple cards in the game that if you let them run out, they get progressively more vicious until that. Was it? No, that was...
Well, very good job. Thank you very much.
Now, another thing that the game's allowed you to do is, of course, you can save your replays, and then there are several sites where you can post them to the web that do various things. And we have one here from Cactu, who, yes.
This is the last stage of the main game on the hardest difficulty, where he does not use any bombs, he does not die. So he basically looks at the game and goes, ha! Worth noting that this particular song, this is the best song in the game, by the way. This has a lot of if you remember the Phil Collins era Genesis, this is a very strong influence of that. And also be careful to watch the fairies as they come in on the screen later. You will recognize what it's from.
So another thing about this song is Zoom's basically done 2 series of Turbo games, one for an old Japanese platform called PC-98 and the rest for Windows. In one of his PC-98 games, he has a theme at the last stage of the game, like this is the last stage, where you're going basically into the demon's world, where this is also the demon's world, and he's like, you know, it'd be really cool if I could figure out how to do a heartbeat song. And so he does this like
Yes, you may recognize where the movement pattern is from now.
Also worth noting about Stage 6 music is that it's always fantastic and it's always only been half long. It's always very good. Identify all players, not new everyone.
Yukino. Basically, she tried to get humans to accept yokai and the Japanese, various spirits that are supernatural phenomena. And surprisingly, humans that were being eaten by yokai weren't particularly inclined to be very nice to them, so they sealed her in the ground for a millennium. The plot of this game is basically her friends from a long time ago unlocking her. And so now, she gets finally later. And because she's basically in a lunacy setting, and that gives her superhuman power. So one of her spell cards, I think, is actually gained superhuman power, and it always makes me think that she's just going to body slam you.
Yeah, that's the Kirby's Air Ride spell card. See, even this is the last stage of this game. The last stage is obsessed with Kirby lasers.
Wait a minute, why are we playing a cowboy game that doesn't have any JoJo references?
Because we already did all.
Oh, and then this one.
Can you explain it? What's nothing about this spell card is this is actually called back to the original games in the series were made on the Japanese open platform called PC-98. And this card is very, very similar to one of the cards, the final boss of the final PC-98 game. And in fact, you were counting Yakina in the same game as you counted that person as well. Yeah, this is superhuman Yakina. This is This card is actually a lot of fun. A very liberal definition of fun, yes. Alright, now this card, since this is our last card, like most other final bosses, your bombs do not work on the final boss's final spell card. They'll give you some sense of invincibility, but they won't do a whole lot in clearing out bullets, and they won't do any damage. Because who wants you to clear it the right way?
Also, the timer just started counting down, so it's a lot harder to time out.
You can. We discovered this last night.
See how easy that was?
Which first timer wants to try that?
Alright, yeah. Which first timer wants to try that?
You and I can do that.
Alright, before we move on, I think that's it for the game, that game demonstration at least, but before we move on from that, Tim, stand up. If you want to purchase that game, or most of the rest of the other games, depending on what he has stock, go find him in the dealer's room. You're at what, D18, D19, something in that area?
Yeah, we're like way in the back, but we're there.
Yeah, they have a lot of the, you actually had a lot of the official games there, as I recall. There's an entire case.
Yeah, we currently have in stock all of them except 10 Desires, which is the newest one.
Because it's the best one.
We do not have the Cherry Blossom, and we do not have the Sultan Soku, the expansion to Scarlet Leather Dynasty.
And they have most of the rest of them. Yeah, but you do have this one, right? You have plenty of copies of this one?
Yes,
Okay.
got plenty of UFO, plenty of Subterranean Animism, which is the best game.
Yes, that is also a very good game.
Because it has the best route.
Ray Lutsuho, yes.
Oh, right here.
Oh, you're wearing the wrong jersey. You're supposed to be wearing the, is that the American Baller jersey? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's strangling. Alright, let's actually do let's use the written works at least, because then we're not going to talk one. Alright, so, in addition to releasing a whole lot of games, Zune has created, which, well, don't pull it up just yet, because even the cover of this PowerPoint is a spoiler. He's created a lot of written works as well, and they've been out for a long time as the Bright Nature deities and whatnot, and there were a series that was centered around the characters that were introduced in the events of Toho 8 and Perishable Nights, where there was Silent Sinner in Blue, which was a trip to the moon that eventually happened. It took a really